what it's going to mean to be a fruitful Friday. Good morning, Teresa. What it's going to mean to be a fruitful Friday. Fruitful Friday. Good morning, Don. Good morning, everybody. I'm so excited this morning because we're about to have a fruitful Friday. Good morning, Veronica. Yeah, I woke up this morning. I feel really good. Even though I didn't go to bed as early as I normally go, I still woke up feeling really good. I feel refreshed. How are you guys? I know yesterday was like really, really heavy for everybody, including myself, but I'm always grateful for knowing how to just go with the flow, like letting it flow. And I learned that at a very early age. So today we're going to discuss Fruitful Friday. And I know when I put the word fruitful up there, many people kind of already had their understanding or their interpretation of what it meant to be fruitful. But we're going to discuss not just what it means to be fruitful. We're going to discuss friends. And we're going to discuss not only friends, but we're going to discuss trust. And there are so many definitions. When I started looking up friends and abundance and stuff, it's like so many definitions. But the first definition we're going to talk about is fruitful. So most of you may have not seen the flyer that I put up this morning, but there's like this waterfall and it's green everywhere. And the things that I like about waterfalls a lot of times is that you don't necessarily know where it starts or where it ends. Or you can know where it starts and not necessarily where it ends. And that's when you understand the fruitfulness, how to walk in your truth with abundance, it does something to you. It creates that purpose. It creates that alignment that is needed for you to flow like you need to flow. So fruitful is producing much fruit or being fertile. Right? So the reason, of course I said fruitful Friday because it matched Friday, but the word fruitful itself means producing much fruit and being fertile. And the thing about fertile is there has to be truth there. There has to be life there. If it's dead, it cannot be fertile. It doesn't work that way. So there is a fertileness that goes along with fruitful. And there has to be truth. There must be a connection. There has to be an alignment, right? Producing good fruit, right? So producing good and helpful results. Productive. So when you're fruitful, because everything multiplies, right? But it's all in how you verbalize it. Nobody ever says that a virus is fruitful. They say it's spread. Anytime somebody want to say, they say spread. That thing spread like wildfire, just spread. But when you're producing something that is helpful and productive, they say it's fruitful because it's manifesting a product. And the thing about something that's fruitful, remember, dysfunction just replicates itself, right? And it can't get it just right. So each one's a little bit messier than the other. And what it produces cannot reproduce itself. The thing about fruitfulness is that it has the ability to reproduce itself. Yeah, a seed has to be planted, but it has the ability to continuously create and produce what it's rightfully supposed to produce, right? I'm so excited. Producing good results, beneficial, and profitable. Because when it's fruitful, it's profitable. It's something that you know you can bank on. But as you understand your truth becomes profitable, not for anybody else, but you and everything connected to you. Once you begin to operate in truth, in your truth, it starts to become fruitful in every aspect of your life. It becomes fruitful on your job. It becomes fruitful in your marriage. It becomes fruitful in your relationships. It becomes fruitful at school. It becomes fruitful in your thoughts because now it's going to create something. When something's fruitful, it produces something. When something's spoiled, it's not producing nothing. Because that's just dead. It's about that. You're not listening. And what you have to understand about the fruit is the fruit can die on the tree. It can die away from the tree. So you have to understand there are cycles. So every honest season produces different fruit. So every season in your life is going to produce something. But when it's fruitful, It produces something that's profitable. It produces something that can produce something else. It produces something that's helpful. It produces something that can create, it makes fertility. It has the ability to produce. I need y'all to understand that. Because what you guys have been doing, I've been talking to you guys, I've been meeting with you guys and getting emails and everything. What I'm realizing, and I want you to realize that when your eyes opened up to the truth, it created something. It started to produce encouragement. It started to produce empowerment. It started to produce that authentic you. It started to produce some specific things in your life. It started to produce the authority you needed. It began to produce some things that you liked. It didn't produce a strange fruit, but it produced its rightful fruit. So then I started thinking like more and more and more about like, what does this mean? But there's something I need y'all to understand right here about this producing this, because we have a Fruitful Friday, right? Producing an abundant growth. But there's something about it you got to understand. Fruitful soil, one plant. Y'all remember that? Fruitful rain, one water. But the increase does what? I don't give the increase. God gives the increase. So what are you saying, Tisha? That the more you begin to walk in your truth, that means you've been planted in something that is fruitful. It has the ability to produce. See, I understand. People say that they're life coaches. But if your soil isn't fruitful, then you're not producing life. If what you give isn't fruitful rain, then you're not producing life. So stop telling somebody you're a life coach or you're a transformationist, and you know if your soil is not fruitful, it cannot produce anything. If what I'm giving you does not produce abundance, then all I've done was encourage you. Because remember, in life coaching does what? It provides tools, resources, and a strategic plan of action to be implemented by you. So if I'm providing the tools, that's the soil. And the resources, that's the rain. And I give you a plan and you walk in your purpose. It has no choice but to manifest. Why? Because what I've given you is fruitful. Some of you keep trying to plant yourself in things that are not fruitful. They cannot produce. Dysfunction cannot what? Remember, a horse and a jackass. Dysfunction put them together. But they can't reproduce nothing. The mule cannot reproduce anything. But the dysfunction has to keep you here. Why? Because when you understand abundance, when you understand it, but I need you to come. I'm so excited, y'all. I be getting so ahead of myself, right? Okay, so now I need y'all to keep that in mind. Fruitful soil, fruitful rain produces beneficial. It's beneficial. You have good results. Fruitful, producing much fruit. You're fertile when you're fruitful. See, because I understand my soil, because I understand my rain, everybody that get on here every morning, I'm looking at the fruit multiply. And then, okay, so now we're going to discuss something else because Fruitful Friday is so big, right? So we're going to discuss the word friend because there's something you have to understand about that in order for this thing to really work for you, in order for this thing to connect with you, right? So what's a friend? A person who one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection, right? So that means that this is deeper than just, it's about your connections, right? Your connections. But I wanted to get to the biblical understanding of friendship. And I wasn't sure how this was going to work, but these are what I got. So this is what we're going to give, right? One who forgives and fosters friendship. So when I forgive an offense, I foster, I house friendship because I have the ability to release. But one who dwells on disputes will alienate a friend. So if I'm a holy, then I'm not going to have a friend. But remember they told you one who shows himself friendly gain friends. Remember they told you that? The person I want you to be friends with, in order for you to create the abundance that you need, in order for this to be fruitful, this ain't got you being friends with nobody else. This is you learning how to be friends with yourself. This is you learning how to forgive yourself. This is you learning that I cannot walk in the abundance. I can't produce what's rightfully mine if I don't release myself from the guilt. See, some of you require other people to be friends to you, but you're not even a friend to yourself. If you won't go above and beyond for you, don't expect other people to do it. Because you have yet to forgive yourself. That's why I'm always adamant about, even if it look like I'm giving you guys a lot of constructive feedback, I always am adamant about giving praise as well. Right? Because if you tilling the soil and you pulling up the weeds and you dropping the seeds down there and you're patting it over, you know how they do like that heavy equipment. If I don't give you some rain, something to soften that thing up so you could be loose, if the soil doesn't get what it needs properly, it'll die. Or other things are attached to it. So I'm not telling you about being friends with somebody else. You got to be friends with yourself. See, you can't have abundance. How can I have abundance? Abundance means there's an overflow. I'm just like this. But if I'm trapped in my unforgiveness of self, if I foster the innate ability to forgive me, I cannot produce nothing that's going to be beneficial, because then I'm requiring other people to give me what I cannot give myself. I'm requiring other people to plant me in soil that I don't have the ability to plant in myself. I'm requiring somebody else to rain. I cannot. It ain't going to happen. You're requiring too much of other people that you don't even require of yourself. Remember, I told you I can't be there 100 for somebody else if I'm not there 100 for myself. Understanding the fruitfulness. We are producing some stuff out here. Oh my God, it is literally coming up from the core. And when it comes up from the core, there is no explanation needed. Once a fruit tree begin to bust through the dirt and the soil, you know that's an orange tree. You know when it come up, that's a banana tree. You know when it come up that this right here, this is a grapefruit tree. You know it because you start to see the fruit. You don't have to ask what it is. As it begin to manifest, as that truth you begin to manifest, the one that dysfunction tried to distort, because they wanted you to think you were angry and bossy just to find out you were a leader, because they didn't understand your soil you had to bust through it. And as I have the honor of talking to so many of you, it makes me feel good because I see the abundance. What do you mean? What do you mean? Because I see how you guys are holding each other accountable. Abundance. That's the overflow. See, a lot of times people always want overflow to just be like money and stuff. No, I want my overflow to be able to have the ability to produce so much that it's continual no matter where I go. Remember, I told y'all way back a long time ago that the Bible will tell you that you will reap where you sowed not. Because in the abundance of the overflow, in your truth, it's touching people you've never even seen. When an orange tree manifests out here in Florida, and they start putting the oranges in the little things and they processing it, that orange don't know that it's not just going to be abundant. It's not just going to help somebody here in Florida with the orange juice. It's going to go to other states or possibly other countries. So what you have to understand is when it's good soil, when it's fruitful soil, when it's fruitful rain, that's empowerment. That's the proper tools. That's the proper resources. When you understand what that means, the fruitfulness does what it needs to do because you've done what you needed to do. When people say stuff, you got to invest in yourself. And all you think about is money. You don't understand the ability of good rain and good soil. Because everything ain't fruitful rain. Everything ain't fruitful soil. That's why sometimes when people try to connect like paying tithes and stuff, and I'm gonna be in this church, and I'm giving you tithe based off what we believe tithe to do, and ain't nothing good came out of this. I'm still broke. You broke. You telling me all this stuff, and ain't nothing being reproduced. And I'm not talking about you just got. I'm talking about you been there. Check the soil. Check the rain, because that don't line up. See, you have to understand when there's an overflow, right? And people begin to tell you like, there's a famine in the land, or there's a famine coming. Okay, let's take Corona. Let's take Corona for existence, right? For example. And there are so many people that are being affected. But then there are those of us who are operating in an overflow. See, technically, how am I able to connect with people globally in a pandemic? Because I'm operating in an overflow. How is it that you still have a job to go to? Because you're operating in an overflow. How is it now that your business is starting to take off? Because you're operating in an overflow. Because at some point there was some fruitful soil down there. There was some fruitful rain that hit you, and you're operating in an overflow. You have to understand the abundance of a thing. Because the thing about abundance and the thing about overflow and the thing about being fruitful is that it has the ability to reproduce. And it's rampant. And the thing that I like about it is sometimes people don't need a whole lot. They just pass by and need a little bit. There ain't nothing like a good orange. When you get one good orange, you don't need no more. It make you want more. But when it has the proper flavors to it, what is it that you're producing? What is it that people are coming that they need, and you don't even realize that it's overflowing? You have no clue that this thing is overflowing. You don't even realize the people that the water is, oh my God, giving what they need, the essentialness of what it needs. Let me give you an example, and you can't assume that fruitfulness look a certain way. So we was watching like a history channel and stuff because my kids like it, and they were discussing the Sahara Desert, and y'all know that's all the way in Africa, right? And the guy began to explain like all the weird creatures that have become adapted to the Sahara Desert. So they got ants. They can only be out for like 15 seconds. And they got the silver armor on, because if not, they're going to burn up. Like, they can't be out there that long. They have to go get the food and come back. But let me explain something to you, because some of you want your fruitfulness to look like somebody else. But let me tell you about this Sahara Desert, right? So as a man began to talk about the Sahara Desert, because I need y'all to know your fruitfulness might not look like somebody else's. And your abundance could appear to be dry. But let me tell you about this Sahara Desert. When the wind blows, right, and the sands get up and begin to move, it literally carries the organisms and the particles to the rainforest. That's why it has all these unusual creatures, and the rainforest is so fruitful and plentiful, because it's getting its abundance from a whole nother continent. And I know that don't make sense, but what am I been telling you guys? That you will reap where you technically didn't sow. So now you're understanding that my overflow don't have to look like your overflow. If some of you are honest right now, in this time of confinement, you still have managed to be fruitful. Even in your dysfunction, you still managed to be fruitful. Remember, Festus told us like a couple of weeks ago that our purpose preserved us. See, we wasn't meant to be canned and pass down that dysfunction. But when you preserve something, you give it the ability to stay in its authentic state. So as you begin to watch the fruitfulness take over, the abundance is what you're saying out your mouth, creating abundance. Is what you're saying out your mouth, creating an overflow. Is what you're saying out your mouth, creating fruitfulness. How can I? Because the soil, that's that stuff that come out your mouth, because it takes root. What have you spoken over yourself? What have you spoken through yourself? What have you spoken to yourself? These are the questions. How can you be fruitful? Because there's an abundance. There's a rain. If you take a look on your timeline, I want y'all to look on your timeline and look at all these people that's building businesses, that's starting their own businesses. And then it's so funny because you got to watch dysfunction, right? Because on the news, they want to talk about how black businesses done went down since the pandemic. And I'm like, well, hold on, y'all, because it's confusing me where my bang at is getting in my eye. So they were saying that black businesses have been targeted, hit the hardest since the pandemic. And I'm confused because the black businesses I've been seeing been blowing up. So I was like, I don't understand this. Then, mind you, they come back a couple of days later and begin to say the pandemic is producing entrepreneurs like never before, especially in the minority group. So like blacks, women, like all that, like even men, like it's manifesting. It's making people create their abundance. It's making people create their overflow. They realize that in order for me to get what I need, I got to be planted in fruitful soil. I have to be attached to fruitful rain. I can't be attached to dysfunction. So they don't even realize that they're creating their abundance. So when you hear people say, I have to create generational wealth, when you realize that wealth exceeds your debt, wealth is not simply money. That's what we want it to be, but that's not what it is. Wealth, like the Bible tell you to have a good name among them. So I'm going to name some people that's not that wealthy, but we talk about, right? Martin Luther King was no millionaire, but we talk about it. He created wealth, fruitfulness. He taught people about how to fight for themselves. The seed that he planted was fruitful, and the rain he produced was fruitful. Why? Because he had the ability, he was fertile. So excited. Malcolm X, even though people don't like to talk about him and everybody have their own interpretation of him, I'm going to tell y'all something about this. He was still fruitful, because you got to understand in this season, see, everybody's not a warrior. Malcolm was a warrior. Martin was, we're going to do this way. In this season, there are two types. You got those that has to prepare for a physical battle. So some of you are watching people as they're battling, but you don't realize in that they're producing. Because you got to have warriors. There has to be warriors. What are you producing? What are you reproducing? What are you manifesting? What is raining on you? What soil have you planted yourself in? Everything that's always trying, because I'm in a lot of business groups, and I start seeing that if people post on there, I feel like sowing a seed. Put your cash out. I'm going to bless your business. It's hundreds of thousands of messages, right? Oh, yeah, that's blah, 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 because you want something for nothing. But when they say, well, how many of you want to invest in yourself and take this class and it ain't but $25? I'm talking about it's 25. Some of these people's stuff only be $5 and $10. You think they want to sow that seed? Because you want somebody else to do it for you. But when I keep telling you, mindset is you doing this for yourself. You have to have the ability to walk in the abundance of your truth. In that is your freedom. In that is your fruitfulness. But if you don't understand how to plant it, if you don't understand that the soil, I need y'all to look around and ask yourself, now I don't put my seed here. What is it manifesting for me? What is it producing? Is there going to be an overflow? Right? Because some of y'all ain't getting no overflow. How long are you going to walk into just enough? When does the overflow happen? Because you're not walking in the abundance of it. You're not walking in the fruitfulness of it. Because it can't reproduce itself because it's dysfunctional. And dysfunction is seasonal. Even though he has the ability to incubate and hide out, it still needs time to create other dysfunctions. Remember, you don't have to sign a contract with dysfunction. But to be consistent, there has to be an alignment. An agreement must be made. So some of you decided that I was going to drop this soil. I was going to drop myself in this good soil over here, this fruitful soil. Oh, yes, y'all know I don't mind saying the truth now. I understand my soil is good. And so we planting this over here. And then some of you were already planted in good soil, but you needed that fruitful rain So for some people, I'm just the fruitful rain. You had already been planted. Now you're waiting on the manifestations, but you still got to take care of it. You want the core of it to be its truth. You want the core of it to be so in its abundance and its overflow and its productivity that you begin. That's how you generate generational wealth. When you release the dysfunction and you remove it, you pull it up from the root, you chop it up, burn it down, whatever you got to do it. And we're not going to reassess it. We're not going to we're not going to resuscitate the dysfunction, because then you're not getting no overflow. Okay, so listen. So so in all of this, because I was like putting it all together, the reason some of you don't know how to be a friend to yourself is because you don't trust you with you. You don't trust your opinion. You don't trust your views. You don't trust your thoughts. You don't trust your words. So you seek other people to give you your truth. If you do that, you're not going to walk in this fruitfulness and you're not going to walk in this overflow. You have to have the ability to trust you. What is trust? A firm belief in the reliability. So do you feel you're reliable to you? Truth. Are you truthful to you? Ability. Do you believe in your ability to come out of this dysfunction? Or strength of someone or something. The someone is you. Do you trust you? Most of your answers should be, and I'm probably going to be no. Because dysfunction wants you to trust somebody else's ability to correct you versus your own abilities to correct you. Legal trust. Because when I looked up the word trust, of course, the word legal trust came up. And I liked the definition. Ooh, this that good soil. This that fruitful soil and that fruitful rain, right? So legal trust. A trust is a relationship, right? Like a financial relationship, which one party, known as the trustor, gives another party, known as the trustee, the right to hold title to property or assets for the benefit of a third party, the beneficiary. This is how you create wealth, or this is how dysfunction is passed down. Remember, in mindset, this stuff is like twofold. So you're going to get it how you're going to get it, right? Okay. So I'm one party. That's me. And when I understand who I am, then I have the ability to plant my seed in fruitful soil. It's so good to me, right? So I'm the trustor. Okay. So I'm going to give another party, known as the trustee. So that's that rain. I'm going to bring it to y'all. I'm going to bring it home, right? So let's say you sow a seed in your education because you know you want to possibly run a business one day and you got to go to school to get this done. So you're the trustee. But I got to believe in the trustor that the rain, the education, the degree, whatever it is, the skills that you need are going to manifest something later in life that I can release to my beneficiary. See, we always want it to be dysfunction, wants you to believe 100 in this person. And then go to this other person and they continue to tell you how to better your beneficiary. But in all of that, you for some reason have lost control. But when you realize the whole time that you're the trustor, and when you drop that seed in that fruitful soil, and you watch it manifest. You put the hard work in there. You put this hard work in, this mindset matters. You getting up, you putting it in there. And then the rain begins to fall down. When you understand that you walking in your truth is not simply for you. It's for your beneficiaries, those connected to you. Either you're going to pass down what? Generational dysfunction or generational wealth. The choice is yours. But as you begin to release yourself, you starting to realize that you've been fruitful all this time. But the fruit couldn't bear other fruit. It was strange fruit. It was tainted. You ain't want it. Like my grandmother used to do oranges and grapefruit. And if it was ever like a freeze or whatever, the fruit would go bad. Like it couldn't. So we couldn't eat it or anything. So when I say my grandmother's backyard was fruitful, we had guava, all kind of stuff, pink grapefruit, just everything in the backyard, everything we needed. So she didn't have to go to the store. Plus she was the candy lady. It's so funny. But nonetheless, what soil have you chosen to be planted in? And what trustee have you chosen to rain down? And how do you see the manifestation of your abundance, the core? Remember? Because see, some things just want you to focus on the manifestation and not the cause. No, the core of it. What is it manifesting? Is it being fruitful or is it spreading? We want fruitful. We don't want spreading. I don't want that. Viruses spread. Productivity, that's fruitful. So now we're going to talk about abundance. Y'all, I'm so excited. I get so excited because it's like, Fruitful Friday. Because all of you guys have been fruitful and you don't even I don't even know if y'all realize it. Like from the inboxes, from the meetings, you guys calling me, I'm listening to the fruit. I'm watching the abundance because you're walking in your truth. So what is an abundance? An extremely plentiful or over sufficient quality or supply, an abundance of grain. So when I started looking up abundance, it always had something to do with like grain. Because when you realize that fruitfulness has everything to do with producing as well as abundance, they both go hand in hand. When you're fruitful, there is an abundance that you can't count it. You don't, it's unmeasurable. It's so much that it's not just for me. It's for everything attached to me. And even those things that I don't even know are attached to me. Somebody walk because you're overflow, because you're so abundant that it's feeding and it's touching people everywhere. And I don't physically have to be there. When it hit me that I'm walking in my abundance, that I'm operating in my overflow, I realized because I had aligned in my truth, which was my purpose. And as I started really like thinking about that thing and honing in on it and trying to understand, wait a minute. It's not what it looked like, but it's what it looked like. Some of you have not sat down to realize that you are fruitful. Not on the dysfunctional aspect of it. Because remember, when it's dysfunctional, you don't have any control over it. But as you operate your truth, as you align in harmony with your truth, the abundance, the fruitful overflow, and it's just everywhere. Like I tell y'all, this is what I want y'all to understand. When you operate in your truth, when I do my lives and stuff like that, do I get tired? I do. I authentically do. But let me tell you something about overflow and true empowerment. As I release it to you, it does this. So it's like a waterfall. It pours into something that's even bigger than itself, right? And then that thing has the ability to go out through cities and different towns, and it starts to look different, like it's overflow. And then after a while, it goes to something like look like a little lake or whatever. Then it goes into like a river, and it can empty into an ocean. And what you have to understand, I can't think about where it's at, but this is what I see. I want y'all to understand how amazing overflow is, because it's never going to give you more than you can bear. Oh, what's the name of it? I can't think of it. You know how they have those two oceans that come together, but they never merge? You know what it's called, babe? The Atlantic and the Pacific. The Atlantic and the Pacific. That's how amazing abundance is. That's how amazing fruitfulness is. That I don't have to worry about if what I have gonna mess up what somebody else got. When it's abundance and it's fruitful, it knows its order. We not gonna collide. So that's why you don't have to worry about if somebody else doing something that look like what you're doing. Just go ahead on and be a trendsetter. But it cannot. It won't. So you just do what you do, because what's yours is yours. You ain't never got to worry about if the apples and the oranges come up together in the same field. If the apple's gonna be angry at the oranges, the apple's doing what it's supposed to do, and the oranges do what they supposed to do. And then ain't nobody worried about none of this other stuff, because we all have the ability to flow in the abundance. Let's be fruitful. Let your conversations be fruitful. Let your thoughts be fruitful. Let your words be fruitful. Let your movements be fruitful. Let yourself operate where you're able to reproduce something in so much that there's an abundance. There's an overflow. You can't worry about what nobody else got going on. Focus on you. Do you. How they say, do you, boo-boo. Do you. Don't worry about what nobody else got going on. I can't make you want to. Right? So as you begin to understand this abundance and this fruitfulness and this overflow and being soiled in and being placed in fruitful soil and aligning yourself with fruitful rain. Let me tell y'all about my people on my list this morning. Good morning, Haisha. I just seen that. Good morning, Festus. I want you to tell about my people, right? So when we all started this, right? Because some of us was already in good soil. Some of us weren't quite planted. Some of us just needed rain, right? So let me show you about this overflow. In this pandemic, Veronica done launched her journals. And I mean, she has many of them. Created her website. Working on her podcast. That's how overflow works. That's how fruitfulness works. Because what she's giving forth, it nourishes her, but she realizes it's for other people. What has happened since we started this journey 25 days ago? Right? Because today makes 25 days. Miss Janet done start working on her book. It's not just for her. It's for the overflow. What has happened since we started this journey? This is how fruitfulness works. This is what happens when you're planted in fruitful soil and you're attached to fruitful rain. Miss Susan, because I'm telling y'all, she going to be an amazing empowerment speaker, coach, whatever. Miss Susan got it. I met her yesterday. She got it. You hear me? I don't just be saying this stuff. What has happened? Nadia, she's not always able to be on here because she has to get ready for work. But she done started her business, her nail line. She's starting to create her own, because she used to do nails and she stopped, right? So in this time, she's learning how to keep focused. When you change your mindset, your life has no choice but to change. Kelly decided, I'm going to just go ahead and do my business. I'm going to just go ahead and do what it is that I need to do. Because what's starting to happen is you're starting to realize that something is taking place, guys. When as Veronica said, when I became accountable to me, if I had not been accountable, if I had not lined up with my purpose, if I had not lined up with what I was supposed to do, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be operating in an overflow. Because I was friends with me. I learned how to trust me. I realized that I am the trustor. And I have to believe the trustee. So that way that my beneficiaries will reap not dysfunction, but generational wealth, mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially. Because what good is having generational wealth financially if you're jacked up physically, emotionally, and mentally. What good is the money? See, generational wealth is not simply a financial mindset. That's just dysfunction at a high level. I want wealth to be everything about it is fruitful. My thoughts create what I need. My words create what I need. My sight creates what I need. I hear, I create what I need. Remember, we've already anointed our heads, so the lice can't get in our ears. So that way it's slicked down. It looked funny in the beginning because I ain't quite sure how I'm supposed to wear it. I'm not quite sure what it's supposed to look like. And it feels funny, but I got to saturate myself. I have to continue to invest in myself. And the saturation is the rain, the fruitful rain that we all see falling, the fruitful rain that we all feel, that empowerment, that strategic plan of action, that strategy that Reese is pulling on me. And it don't feel good because I look crazy, but it's producing something. It's producing something. It's producing something. It's producing something that's fruitful for me. It's creating the wealth needed so that way I will walk in the overflow. When it don't always feel good, it don't always look good. I cannot stand rain. I can't stand it falling on me, right? It cold, it don't feel good. I don't like people splashing. Y'all, I'm so bad. I can't figure out what I did with this thing, but oh well. I don't messed up my hair, but oh well, right? So now we got to figure out how we going to do this. What's going to happen? It ain't right. It ain't in place. But guess what? It don't matter because it's pouring on me. And that's the rain. Remember, the rain hit you here. Rain does not fall from your feet. Rain ain't coming from the ground. Rain comes from up here. And it falls here and it saturates you here. And so the soil that has been planted, you've been in fruitful soil, but you haven't had the fruitful rain. And so now the rain is falling. The rain is on you and the abundance has to manifest. But you got to be strategic. You got to be strategic. Because if you're not strategic, somebody will come in and take your crop. And you got to be, you got to learn how to protect it. See, you can't just do this one time. Remember, I was telling y'all about self-care. Self-care is not something that you could do one time. Self-care is something you have to be, it's continuous. It's a lifestyle. Remember, we're not wearing habits. Habits don't get you true generational wealth. It does not get you abundance. Okay? Habits just make it spread. So your wealth, it can spread. But when you understand now this really gonna bug me, y'all, because this look funny now, but it's all right. Generational wealth, that has to be physically, mentally, financially, and I'm gonna say spiritually. Because what good is it if you operate in some other stuff that I don't know? There has to be a mental mindset. I'm trying to tell you, right? So where we at? Can y'all see? Like, okay, I want y'all to do me a favor. In y'all the little chats and stuff, the little emojis thing, see if you can find the water or see if you can find the one with the rain on it. I just want y'all to put the rain on it. Like, I don't know how to do it from here. I'm going to see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Rain. I want y'all to put rain. Oh, I see a tidal wave in mine. I'm going to go ahead and put that. Put, like, anything that has to do with rain falling down. I got to find it. I'm going to find it, guys. Rain. I need y'all to put it on there. I need y'all. I don't want the umbrella. I just want the rain. Because I need y'all to visually see what's about to happen, what's taking place, the abundance, the overflow. It has to be planted. 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 Sometimes the water gonna come and splash it. Sometimes the sun gonna be out. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's gonna be lightning, but we need the rain. We need the rain. We need the overflow. We need the abundance. We need all of that. I need y'all to see it. I need y'all to see it. Every time you start, I need you to see it. Speak to the rain. You know how they used to have rain dances back in the day? Speak to the rain. Embrace the rain, because when the rain comes, it helps the harvest manifest. The problem with some of us is that we've been in the soil, but there's been no rain. So if we don't have the rain, what good is being in the right soil? It'll grow, but the rain helps it get the nourishment that it needs. So it's not too dry, because if it get too dry, it's not coming up. You need the rain. The rain has to come. It has to. This ain't no, Listen, the rain is necessary. You need the fruitful rain. Sometimes the rain don't look good. That's us learning all our dysfunctional habits. That was still rain because we had to be saturated so we could stop getting the lice in our ears. And it didn't look good. Exposing the dysfunction is like a thunderstorm. It's coming. It's lightning hitting everywhere. I don't know if the lightning gonna hit me. The power don't went out. I'm not sure if it's gonna come back. But the rain is necessary because many of us have been planted in some good soil. But the rain helps it stay nourished. The rain helps it not dry out. And so what happened is you knew you were preserved in purpose, right? You were preserved in it, but you still needed the rain to saturate your thoughts, to saturate your mind, to saturate your emotions, because it's more in you. There's an abundance in you. There's an overflow in you. There is so much inside of you, but the rain was needed. The rain was needed. Y'all, I promise y'all, the rain was needed. The rain was needed. The rain is necessary. I know you don't even want to believe it because sometimes it was like a thunderstorm and it was scary. Learning your dysfunction, exposing your truth. That was the rain, but it was necessary. It was necessary. It had to saturate it, because you couldn't allow the dysfunction to continue to enter in, because it was affecting what you heard about you. It was affecting what you saw concerning you. It was affecting what you spoke concerning you. It was affecting what you touched concerning you. The rain was necessary. That's the only way the fruitfulness is going to manifest. It has to be in fruitful soil and a fruitful rain. And rain don't always feel good. And rain don't seem like it's necessary. And sometimes there's a flood, but when the rain comes, there's a washing. There's some things that had to be washed away. You had to, because you couldn't quite figure out how to do it. Rain has the ability to uproot some stuff. The rain was necessary. The rain has the ability to shift. Rain is powerful. Water is powerful. It can cause a whole mudslide. Water can tear up some stuff, but water also has the ability to manifest growth. It has the ability to shift, and you don't even realize it's shifting. The rain was necessary. The rain is necessary. These morning drives, this morning stuff, this is necessary. You have to be equipped for the abundance. I'm not trying to take credit for nothing. This stuff was already in you. The fight was already in you. All I was the rain. That's it. I was just the rain. I was just that thing that said, wait, move that dirt out the way. See that jewel? See that? That's you. See that diamond? That's you. That's the rain exposed your growth. The rain exposed your truth. The rain exposed your abundance. The rain exposed the rain was necessary. It don't always feel good. And sometimes when it rains, you got to take cover, because you don't know what it's going to look like. Oh my God. You don't understand, but the rain was necessary. See, some of the stuff you ain't have the ability to move because dysfunction is a mess. So then the rain started coming in, and it started growing some stuff that was always inside of you. Remember, we learned yesterday that some things sit in like an incubator. But what you didn't realize is, see, because we focus so much on dysfunction, we don't realize that because purpose preserves us, it hides certain things in plain sight until it's time for the rain. Not any kind of rain, that fruitful rain, to hit it so it can manifest. Y'all, this ain't just for y'all. This for me too. This for me. This is for my husband. This is for my household. You have to understand, the rain does not discriminate who it hits. The rain, when you understand fruitful rain, rain ain't like, I'm just rain over here on this house, but I'm not going to rain on this house at all. That's not how rain operates. But rain don't necessarily hit everybody at the same time, right? So you might have your rainy day today, and somebody might have their rainy day tomorrow. Or better yet, y'all have it on the same day, just at different times. The overflow, the rain is necessary. The abundance is here. When you look at what it is that you're doing The rain is necessary. Haysha, you need to start back promoting your book. I haven't seen no flyers about it. I haven't seen it on Facebook, but you need to start promoting your book. The rain is necessary. Put the picture up there. I can't even remember what it's called. The rain is necessary. See, some of us, we've been sowing that seed, but because we don't get what we think we're supposed to have, no. The overflow is there. Put the book back out there. I can't remember what it's called, but put the book back out there, Haysha. The rain is necessary. What is it that you're doing? What is it that you got? That overflow is here. What are we doing? Because we some fruitful people. We's fruitful. Trying to tell you. But because we didn't know it, we didn't realize that the rain had to saturate. Remember, we was learning that the reason they said they anointed their head with oil because the lice was getting in the sheep ears. And so that was what was happening. And so now we had to look funny. So we looked funny for a couple of days, Miss Susan. We looked funny for a couple of days, Miss Janet. We looked funny for a couple of days, Veronica and Teresa. We was looking funny. Oh, but it was necessary. Because now it's growth. When I first started what they call your lock journey, this stuff ain't look full, y'all. It looked thin and everything. I was struggling. That's right, Haysha. Go ahead on. Put your book right on back out there. It's going to be what it's going to be. Put it back out there. The rain is necessary. The rain is necessary. Yep. That's all I got. I don't have nothing else to say. I'm just going to tell you the rain is necessary. That's it. The abundance is here. Walk in the abundance. Operate in the abundance. I don't even know if Nadia on here, but she just showed me how she did her first full set. Her first dipping, they call them dip nails. And she hasn't done nails in years. The rain is necessary. So when you look at this, okay, Dawn say that she have space on her monthly flyers and she'll send it out. Share your business with me and I will add you. I have room to help 10 people a month. All right, Haysha. All right, Veronica. Come on, business people. Where we at? Don McDonald. Let me tell y'all about this. Y'all, the rain, the overflow. What we doing? What we doing, y'all? What we doing? We helping people. Festus, I know you on here somewhere. Somebody tag Festus so he can get down. Because Festus all the way in Nigeria. Him and his team, they get up. They watch this. They're 5 hours ahead of us. But the rain is necessary. Thank you for the rain. Come on now. Come on. That's right, Don. That's right. Haysha, Festus, guys, come on. Come on. Don's... When y'all understand the abundance and the overflow, the rain is necessary. What we doing? I got to tag Festus because I don't know if Festus still on here because he worked too, y'all. So he running his business and everything. So I'm going to take a pause right here now. Hold on. The rain is necessary. The rain is necessary. Y'all, I don't have nothing else for y'all today. All I'm going to tell y'all is it's raining. You know, there was a song that's like, it's raining in my life again, but this time it's not showers of pain. It's showers of blessings. It's raining. Thanks, Veronica. It's raining. It's raining. Y'all walk in this Fruitful Friday. Walk in the abundance. That's all I got for y'all. I'm telling y'all, I'm so crunk. I'm shaking my leg. Like my leg is shaking underneath this thing. I'm surprised I ain't hit this table a couple of times. We walking, babe, we walking in the overflow. We walking in fruitfulness. Yes, that part. Yeah, that was personal. I don't know about you, but we in agreements over here. We walking in fruitfulness. We're not just going to have a fruitful Friday. We're going to have a fruitful Saturday, a fruitful Sunday, a fruitful Monday, a fruitful Tuesday, a fruitful Wednesday, a fruitful Thursday, and we're going to redo this thing all over again. It's all going to be fruitful. I'm so excited. Y'all, I'm so excited. Veronica going to have her podcast coming out, and I think she going to talk about friends, but her stuff way deeper. I'm telling you, she going depth. Is she going down? It's crazy how life would throw you out of whack. You feel entitled to give. Blah, blah, blah. I love you, Haysha. I just want to see the book, Haysha. I just want you to put so I can tag you in the post. That's right, Don. I like that. Don put all kind of fruit up there. That's what y'all should make y'all statuses. Just a whole bunch of fruit. Don't even answer nobody. Just fruit. You know what it means. Fruit and rain. Fruit and rain. Haysha, post the book and the link to the book. You got to trust yourself, y'all. You got to trust you. You realize you the truster. You got to trust the trustee so the wealth can benefit your beneficiaries. We not passing down dysfunction. We passing down wealth. Generational, mental, physical, emotional, and financial. Because some of y'all want to focus on the money. Money create a lot of dysfunctional people. Y'all see it. Y'all know it to be true. Money don't change your mindset. It could change your mind. But if your mindset jacked up, you just going to be a jacked up person with a lot of money. We don't want that. Not today. Fruit for every day. That's right. Y'all, I'm so excited. That's all I got. That's all we're going to talk about. That's it. We having a Fruitful Friday. I feel good. I'm expecting rain. Continual rain. And I ain't worried about the thunder or the lightning because some stuff got to be lit up so I can see specifically where that dysfunction at. Don't worry about it. I can see stuff so different. It don't matter. It don't even matter. Joy come in the morning. I get it. Okay. It's raining. Let's be fruitful. All right. I love you guys. I'm out until Monday. I don't know what we're going to talk about on Monday. We'll all find out together. That's right, Teresa. Walk in the fruitfulness. We all walking in the fruitfulness. That's right. I like that, Haysha. I got to put mine on there, too. Mine going to be late, but I'm going to put my fruit up there, too. Man, that's right, Sandra. Generational wealth. Fruitful rain. That's right. Oh, yeah. Sandra, put your business on here, too. Dawn McDowell says she got 10 spaces available in her flyer that she'll put 10 businesses up there. So Sandra does like security, top notch. Like she started in the church. She worked for the government, stuff like that. She good people. So Sandra put it up there. I cannot think of the name of your business off the top of my head. But Dawn had promoted, she going to promote 10 people. She got 10 slots. Come on, guys. Y'all want to be fruitful? Let's be fruitful together. Let's be fruitful together. Y'all, I'm so excited. I got to go. It's 6:57. Facebook said I've been live for 58 minutes and 25 seconds. I'm about to go. But we're going to be fruitful. Sandra, do not forget Dawn McDowell. I am going to, there she go. So everybody, Dawn say text. She would need a picture and a logo. Or you could send it to her on Facebook. Sandra Wilson. Veronica Scurry. Come on, Festus. I might have to find Festus because he worked too during this time. Haysha, your book. Come on, guys. We about to be fruitful. I don't know what else y'all want me to tell y'all. That's it. I love y'all. Until Monday, we going to be fruitful. You hear me? Be fruitful and selfish all at the same time. Remember that? I hope you guys are able to do your self-care. I love you guys. Make it a great day. And until Monday, we just going to be fruitful out here. Love you. Bye-bye.